Chocolate chips, cookie dough, vanilla ice cream. An ice cream pretending to be a cookie? Or is it the other way around? My special guest is a gamer, but like our ice cream, pretends to be someone else as a role-playing gamer. Kirawulf creates stories out of video games so thoroughly it's as though she's leading dual lives. A mainstay in the Grand Theft Auto world, her characters are an engrossing slice-of-life story unfolding via a console game. She's an actress, a gamer, and an amazing storyteller. I'm looking forward to sitting down with a bowl of Breyer's chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream and getting some backstory. I'm Paul Pape, and this is Ice Cream with Streamers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to, I'm going to turn it down here, welcome to Ice Cream with Streamers with special in-house guest, Kirawulf. So this is a rarity. Everyone that I know doesn't live here. So,
yeah, I know.
So we are eating, as you saw in the video there, some delicious, mostly melted now.
Yeah, mostly melted.
It is, but it's tradition to clink bowls here. So cheers. Okay, as the bowl shatters and whatnot. So this is Breyer's ice cream. This is chocolate chip cookie dough. So, and it's not bad. As you were mocking me with the not right bowl that was in the intro video there, live and in person, a real bowl clink. Wow, nice. That's right. This is a good ice cream. So I always ask, why this flavor? Like, does there a special meaning behind the flavor? Or is it just, are you like, it just tastes good?
My mom and my dad, we used to go to Perry, a town that we used to live near. And when we came home, we would stop at the gas station where they had an ice cream thing. And one of my favorites were chocolate cookie dough and moose trucks and Mississippi mud.
Yes. Two flavors you can't get here. But this is a good ice cream. Yeah, I thought there would be a green screen magic. No green screen magic today. No, we're actually, what you do get, because you are a special guest, he's supposed to be there. There's somebody walking by outside my house here. Is I actually cleaned. This is a rarity for anybody, like, because nobody ever comes here. I thought I would actually clean, so I cleaned the shelves off. I cleaned this is not what it normally looks like.
You didn't have to clean.
Oh no, my wife was thrilled. But she came down and she's like, "Are you moving?" I'm like, "No," because it's usually what you see is like what the camera can catch, and the rest of it is just piles of work that I'm working on and whatnot. And but no, I actually cleaned. But you brought something else.
Yes, I did. I brought one of
these Smucker's Uncrustables. Now, there's a history on these, right? Okay, so explain to the people, one, what the hell an Uncrustables is.
It's actually a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which is actually one of my emotes, is a cat eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay, I've seen that, yes. And so
I used to eat them a lot, and Greek will know the night that we met, I kind of had one of these as well as a rock star, and he held my hair back in RP and while I puked my guts.
Nice. So I have never had an Uncrustable before. I have seen them, but I have never. That was some ASMR package opening for all you people who are listening here. So, oh no, it's fine. So it's just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
See, they're smart. They put peanut butter on both sides so the jelly doesn't leach through the sandwich. So,
and that's the strawberry jelly. These are. I used to eat the grape jelly, but I switched to these because I found them. They were so delicious.
This is a good combo to go with the ice cream too. So, I'm not gonna have to go get lunch. And now I'm hungry. So, good luck eating that, bro. I'm eating it. And it's delicious. All right, so we're here to actually talk about streaming and such, and get to know you a little bit better. So, how long have you been streaming?
I've been streaming for about 2 years. A year. I started streaming just randomly, and then I started streaming GTA, and then it went on from there, and I have my year sub badge, so I guess it's over a year for affiliate.
Yay!
Which I was only streaming a few months before that.
Now so you've been on Twitch for 2 years, or just you've been on Twitch for the year, or?
I've been on Twitch I've been on Twitch for about 4 years.
Oh wow, okay.
I haven't streamed it, but I was watching a lot of stuff from.
And you were just telling me earlier that you started on YouTube, and that was so that was where you first started streaming. You kind of dipped your toe into the whole world of gaming and streaming and all that kind of stuff. So what game did you start with? What was your Minecraft. So that is the one game that is so above my head. I understand the point of... I don't understand the point of the game. I understand what you do in the game, and I've played the game, but I just can't grasp that people will spend hours and hours and hours just diving into it. So can you explain to this old man here what is the appeal of Minecraft?
I think it's just I think that it's because it's just an imaginary world. You can make whatever you want. I've seen pictures of Trump made in Minecraft. I've seen pictures of Bill Gates made in Minecraft. I've seen My Little Ponies made in Minecraft. I've seen beautiful houses that look like they're real, but it's just so open. You can just make whatever you want. You can survive. You can thrive. You can live in poverty and only eat fish.
So
the game got too hard for me, so I decided that I was only going to eat fish.
Because the game was too challenging? It doesn't seem that challenging though, because I've got little kids.
No, it started getting repetitive. I had
okay.
tons of diamonds, tons of food.
Sure.
I had everything I wanted. I have like a gigantic bank account because the servers that I played on normally had like accounts where you could have money and stuff. And I had tons and tons of stuff, and it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna eat fish. I'm gonna do the one food that I hate doing to get, because I would literally have to go fish up my food for the day.
And so you would play. So you started out on Minecraft, and I assume it wasn't just sandbox. It was just pretty much open ended.
It also was a way for me and my husband to meet and talk, and because we were we were apart for a year before when we started dating, because he was here in Omaha, and I was back in Georgia, so we started playing Minecraft together.
Okay.
And it was just, I used to have crop top. I used to get 5 FPS, and
so it was a lot of being able to so you could communicate. And then, so you're chatting while you're building, and you're playing alongside each other. So it's basically like virtual dating. Mm-hmm. And so you're able to spend time with each other, even though, which is what I'm finding with streaming is so nice. And we talked about this briefly. Is like you may not have a lot of friends physically nearby. Like I'm saying, you're the first guest in my studio here, but I've got so many friends out there in the streaming world, and you're the same way. And it's like our closest friends live on the other side of the planet, but all you got to do is turn on the game or put on the headset, turn on the camera, and then there they are. They're with you. And I find that to be, it's really nice. I mean, it's very comforting to know that no matter what, no matter where they are, you're able to basically communicate with people from anywhere and at any time, which is really nice. So after you got through with the Minecraft stuff, where did you venture next? I mean, was it straight? Because I know you do GTA gaming, RP. So was it straight into that, or were you just kind of milling that for a while?
I was just watching Twitch at the time. I wasn't playing any games. It was just, and then I started watching Gassy Mexican, which is he played a whole bunch of Gmod murders, which I completely love. And he switched over to RP, and for a little while, and I just fell in love with the characters that he was playing with, and then I switched over to one of the characters that were in the server called PMS Proxy, which is Ella Stone, and I fell in love with her, started watching her for like 5 months, and literally dying, because Ella is just, she's chaotic, but she's got like this mindset of like, I'm going to completely blow your mind and make you die laughing.
Awesome.
It was just, and then there was Fincom, who is was one of the officers. He was a trooper, and I started watching his stream, and then I actually got modded in his stream, and I'm still mod for him sometimes when I'm lurking, and banned actually someone last week.
The band hammer. Yeah. It's so fun to wield. So then how did you get into the actual RP of it then?
They started playing on a server called Revolution RP, which I joined later on once one of the other mods from Pinsco's stream bought me GTA.
Oh.
Because at the time I didn't actually own GTA, which was $50 at the time.
It's
$59 at the time.
It's still $50. You know,
actually it's come down.
Has it?
It's like $20.
Well, when Greek made me buy it, I had to pay $59. So you know.
Yeah, and he bought it straight out. He literally was like, "Okay, what's your Steam name?" And because he didn't even tell me what he was doing. He just asked for my Steam name because we were friends at the time, and he was just like, "Oh, here." And I received a notification. Your friend so-and-so and so-and-so has given you GTA 5. And I'm like, did you just give me GTA 5? And I'm like, oh my god. And then I started watching people from Revo. And I met Dirk Daniels, who is a wonderful person. He at the time was a captain of the LSPD. And he was streaming, and it was pretty fun. And I started watching him, and then he urged me to join. And so one day I did.
Nice.
And I was hooked.
There you go.
I spent 23 hours my first day.
That's a long day.
And the only reason it wasn't 24 is because my internet was down for an hour. Which was like hell, because I literally, my head popped tearing up, because we had a massive car pileup, which blew up. And I was just like, and my head popped once the EMS got me up, and I was like, boop. And then my internet went.
Of course. That's how it works. It's always in the thick of things when things always kind of crumble around it and such. So the RPing, you kind of just stumbled in, or you watched it, and then eventually you're like, I'm going to try my hand at that. And obviously you're flourishing in it. You're doing well. You seem to enjoy it a lot. You get the views, which is nice. Is there a particular style of character you like to play?
Evil and EMS.
Is it an evil EMS, or is it just those two?
One time they mixed, that didn't really go that well. Greek can vouch for that. I like playing like an evil criminal, but right now I'm just kind of like shifting between crime and legit stuff. Right now I'm actually in a group of people. They're called the Bombshells, and they have the White Knights. That's the men. And
you're reading the chat. You're not supposed to read the chat.
No.
It says evil Cora is insane and tried to kill me, says Greek. Yes. No, it's okay. Read the chat. I don't care. So you enjoying I mean, evil characters are always more fun to play anyways. I mean, there's a little bit to...
I'm more like play myself.
Oh, so you're an evil character in real life is what you're saying, and I've invited you into my home. Awesome. That's okay. I'm an evil character too. I live in Lair. But it's a weird dichotomy to say I'm an evil character and then I play an EMS, which is sole purpose is to help people as that. But I know in the RP world, it's like, especially as an EMS, it's a job. So you basically, you clock in, and then you serve your 4 hours or whatever, and then you clock back out. Do you find that routine is useful to you? And it's like, well, I got to go to work. I got to go to RP work today type of situation.
Yeah.
But it gives you that thing to look forward to. Okay. And so then it's when you're doing your off hours, is that when you play Evil Cora? Or is that...
It was actually my character is actually, her name is actually Kirawulf.
Oh, okay.
Which Kira actually, if you look at the Japanese spelling of it, it actually is killer.
Oh, well then there we go. Tea Time with Taryn loves your hair, by the way.
Thank you.
But your off time, you get to play the bad guy. That's your, I assume, not on the clock people.
Actually, technically, you can't commit crimes when you're an EMS.
You cannot.
You cannot.
Well, because you're a holy person. You're supposed to be helping people, right?
Yes.
So then it's when you so do you play two different characters then?
No, I only play one character, and right now my character is actually not in EMS.
Okay.
She actually quit EMS like maybe a month ago.
That's because she wants to be evil.
Yeah, she wanted to do crimes. She wanted to run drugs.
She wanted to run drugs.
Which she doesn't stick her hand to cocaine.
Well, okay.
Like, that's one thing she will not go to, and she will not do. Because I don't like cocaine IRL.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm not really sure where to take that one. So, well, I mean, actually, no, I do have a place to take that one. So, how much of IRL do you feel bleeds into your characters, or is it just more like a fantasy, like a wish fulfillment type of situation, or do you feel that you yourself personally have become these characters? Like, are you trying to live a life out there, or is it more just like it's more, this is my fiction that I like to live type of situation?
I think it's more both.
Okay. I'm gonna continue eating my delicious sandwich here.
Which is kind of frozen. Mine was a little frozen and solid.
You know, also I gotta say, it goes well with the ice cream when it's frozen, because I'm like, it's the cold mixes with the cold, and I think and honestly, I gotta say, I like a cold jelly over a hot jelly. I know it sounds weird, but
Yeah, I do too.
and these are actually delicious, and
They came right out of my freezer.
I now know something I'm gonna put in my freezer from the store later on. They are so not good for you, but they're delicious. So you find yourself as Pizka takes note, likes cold jelly. Thank you, Grim. So you have your real character, or your character that you're playing in there, and then you have your real life, your IRL version. And I mean, obviously there's going to be some go-between, because you got to pull from life experience to be able to play these characters up. But I mean, I assume you're not a cartel drug runner IRL. But at the same time, I mean, there's, we have television, we have movies, we have stuff where we can pull this information from and such. So do you find it hard to play these characters like EMS? I mean, you're not an EMS either.
No.
In real life.
But I do actually have a medical background. Both my parents were my dad was a registered nurse and my mom was an LPN.
Oh, okay.
So I learned up things because my dad was the neighborhood first responder.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So the neighbors would call him and he would respond.
So, well, that's actually kind of nice though. So
Because we lived out in the middle of nowhere.
Ah, okay. And so that makes more sense. As I lived on a farm, and so I understand that.
We lived on 20 acres. So
20. It's
out in the middle of nowhere, and
But isn't that nice though?
it was.
Yeah.
At the time, it was.
And now you're like, no, I could stand to be around a couple more people here and there. So that, obviously, that knowledge, that kind of bled into creating who you are. Did you think, obviously at the time you didn't think, well, this is going to be useful for me when I'm playing video games to know all this medical jargon. So what was the initial appeal with the RPing to want to get into, hey, I want to become this this fictitious character? Cora's not deflating. She was just visited by a lovely little person here. So
Luna.
This is Luna. Hello, Luna. Thank you for interrupting my interview. She's like, you never have guests. So that was funny. We'll put you back down then. Leave me alone. Yes, you are my train of thought, which made me completely derail there. So how, like, I know you watched the RP and stuff, but what was it when you were watching it at first, were you like, I could do that? I mean, that doesn't seem too challenging, or is it like I have a need to act? Or, do you see it that way, or do you
I found it completely hilarious, and I like the friends and the ships and the rivalries, and then the enemies, and I just love the aspect of waking up in the morning and you're like, oh, I gotta go do this because my house is fixing to be up for rent, so I gotta go make that money.
Okay, so it's like a real job, and I don't want to say because it's not because RP. I mean, and I know there's going to be some people out there who they're like, I don't understand why you log into a game to go to a job that you then have to work a shift and then you can log out of the job. And I know right now you're not doing that, but as the EMS you were, you like actually had a job, and they're like, well, why don't you just go do that? But when you're RPing, it is a job. I mean, this is work. It's just a different kind of work. It's like I'm going to log in to be an actor portraying this person who's doing this job for 4 hours.
Well, because the reason why I don't do medicine out IRL is because school. Can't do the schoolwork, and I like 10 years ago I said I probably wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't have to be able to read and write. Well, read actually. I had trouble reading when I was young.
Huh.
Didn't know how to read until someone told me, never say you can't.
It's fair, yeah.
And then when I said I can, I started reading.
Sure.
It was just a mind game, and I started reading off memory. When I write stuff out, I write off memory.
Oh, okay.
And I read off memory.
There you go. And so that's helped you, but the schooling itself was, I mean, that environment is just, I mean, is that
I could probably do half the schoolwork, but when it comes to like writing the essays and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't be able to do it.
okay?
So doing it RP wise, I don't have to go to school and do that work. I can just jump right into it and do what I love.
Sure. And that's like wish fulfillment. I think that's actually wonderful. So, do you see yourself continuing doing this down the line? I mean, and you really enjoy. Now, GTA 5 it's kind of climbing up there in years, but it's a very, very popular game for the RP.
And to be honest with you, the graphics here, because you can actually add new graphics in it, and it makes the games look just like, to be honest with you, sometimes the game looks better than Fallout 67.
Oh, 76 there?
76, my bad.
No, that's all good. And I agree. There are definitely some games that I'm like, well, okay. But and I watch a lot of the GTA RP, and I find the humor in it as well. But obviously that game's not going to go anywhere is what I'm getting at. And as long as they're constantly updating it and modifying it and stuff, I think it'll be around for a while. So that's something that you plan on keeping with. Is there another game that you're doing or that you'd love to drop in on eventually to start RPing in? Is there something on the horizon you're like, can't wait?
GTA 6.
GTA 6. So the world of Grand Theft Auto, I mean, obviously...
I've been playing for a while.
Yeah,
I've been playing... I played the first one, actually.
Oh, all
I
right.
used to go to the docks and beat up people with baseball bats until the cops came and shot me.
Now that was old school graphics, because I remember that one when it first came out, and it's definitely come a long way since then. So you're actually very familiar with the brand itself, and so that's nothing new for you there. Okay, and then I haven't is even GTA 6 even on the horizon?
I've heard it. Sometimes people say it's leaked, like it's being announced, but I think it should be in the horizon since Red Dead is up and running, and why don't make something that's been making you guys money for like since it came out,
Right.
Steadily make the next game for it.
Sure.
Like I see it coming in the future.
Well, I mean, speaking of Red Dead, I mean that's a very, very popular one. Is that something that you would ever not interested in the Wild West type of?
I dabbled in the first one, but I was like, nah, that's not me.
Well, and I know with GTA, I mean, there's a lot more customization to who you are, and so you can play. Whereas in Red Dead, you're pretty much stuck with they're the main character. I mean, it's got a really diverse world, which I really like, but it's not as open ended as GTA is.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so you enjoy the RP enough that it's something that you definitely see focusing on. Is there a hurdle that you think that you need to really kind of help push this to the next? I mean, because I see gaming, especially this kind of gaming, I mean, it is literally entertainment. It can replace your television shows. I'm going to go check out what's happening in the world of this. And the nice thing is especially with GTA, there's so many different servers. There's so many different shows going on. And it's literally like watching different networks as far as what the world building is going on. So, do you think that, you'll stick with this one? Do you want to kind of bounce around servers? Do you want to stick with where you're at?
I'm gonna stick to where I'm at until something pushes me on.
Okay.
I think if something pushes me out the server that I'm in right now, I'll probably go back to the Revo, which is actually still going and actually still pretty strong.
It's
there was some reasons why I left that one too. I've always had if I've left something, there's always been a reason for me
sure.
leaving. One time, normally I don't leave a community unless I'm pushed away, which happened in NoPixel and Revo.
And that brings up a really interesting topic, and we touched on it a little bit before we started chatting here, which is how does a performer like yourself separate IRL from actually the game situation? Because I know, we all say, the game's the game, and then when the game is over, you walk away and you're back to being you and not the character. But we're all human beings, and if you're in a position in which someone's riling you up in the game, it's really hard to turn off the controller and be like, all right, I'm fine now. Let's go eat an Uncrustable and have some bowl of ice cream. Do you find that the emotional side of it from a human point of view kind of spills over into you as well? Because you said you had moments where you were like, hey, you want to see 2 hours of me weeping and then jumping off of a building? I was like, not really. But when that was over, were you able to just be like, and I'm out? Or do you feel that carries over emotionally?
Sometimes, because he literally permanent his character. Like, he wasn't coming back and, taking that friendship away because it was that character. Because if you do permanent your character, we're really not supposed to be in the same group of friends that you were in.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you make a new character, you really can't go back into that.
Now, for those of you who are listening, who don't know what permaing is,
It means your character is permanently deleted.
Okay, because sometimes
and you can't remake it.
You can hurt yourself.
Yes.
But come back.
Yes.
You get healed, and that's what your EMS job is to do. So
yes.
Even though you're gunned down in the street.
Yeah, you can have 50 carbine rounds on you, and I can dig them all out and send you on your way to get arrested.
'Tis but a flesh wound. But if you choose to perma, that means your character is truly going to die, and then because obviously when you're permaing yourself, you're not leaving the server or anything like that, but you're saying that you're kind of leaving your family of friends that was around that because you've got to go to a different neck of the woods.
Yep.
Type of situation. And that is kind of rough, and that would be hard to now, but obviously the person who's doing that has to have some justification. I'm not just going to willy-nilly be like, today I'm going to perma my character and burn all my bridges. I mean, obviously there's some buildup in there. Do you feel that, say that character in particular, that was a spillover of IRL versus gaming?
I believe it was, yes.
Okay, and so, and me, I'm a weird guy. I don't have, I literally would turn off the game and I'll go do anything. It's like as soon as it's off, it's done for me. So I don't have that weird spillover, and I know it can in a way. Now, I said the word family when we were talking about, these little core groups that you have, and obviously you've talked about having the friends and such that RPing helps. Do you feel that obviously all families fight in that virtual families or real families, and so that do you find that it's hard to walk away from that?
I find that sometimes when I'm emotionally into something, actually I don't really know how to say that. Lost my train of thought.
No, Cat's not even here. But you're having, so if your character is obviously going through a rough period or whatnot, and you're getting support from all these people. I mean, obviously, they're not, as soon as you hang up the game, they're not messaging you on Discord and being like, are you okay? Type of situation. You're like, no, it's game. It's all good, Or do you feel that there are some people that you're like, no, I really got to get off the line here and go talk to that person. That person's in a rough spot, IRL.
Sometimes. Sometimes you, one of my friends, he actually, when I started from, RPing with him, he actually lost his mother.
Oh.
like a week. Actually, that week that we started becoming friends, and we started talking offline, and then we became friends offline as well as online. And a lot of people do that. They make friends offline as well as online. So the friendships kind of bleed through sometimes.
Okay.
But for the most part, he's just a friend, and I look at him for like a big brother because he's like 20 years older than I am.
Hey, online age is inconsequential.
Yeah, it's really just an age.
So do you look at it as I mean, you can obviously work through a lot of things that are going on, especially in games like GTA where it's, you know, it's a slice of life, like real life type situation. Do you feel that it's kind of like a nice therapy to be able to go through and, you know, kind of see things from start to finish?
Mm-hmm.
It's so
I've been actually planning a serial killer character.
Oh.
Which is going to be fun. Which one of my friends that I actually one of my main character's friends with is she's the coroner.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of taunt her.
Ah.
And she's going to, I'm going to invite her and it's like, do you want to play this? Do you want me to taunt you, or do you want me just to leave you alone? Because I'm going to wait a couple months because we just actually had a serial killer. So I'm going to wait a couple months and let that die down.
Now, you just mentioned a really weird thing. You're planning on doing all these horrible crimes, yet you're telling people about it. So it's not much of a mystery there, but obviously you're telling the IRL player
Yes.
that you're going to play this character. Now, their characters are now then dumb they obviously don't know that you're the serial killer.
You cannot use out of character stuff. So if somebody tells you out of character, don't use it in the game.
Okay.
So everything about your life, if a gun's pointed at your head, don't move. Put your hands up. Follow the directions. And now if you don't, you normally get out of the city.
Okay, I see.
For a couple days.
You get the boot. Nice. And that's called metagaming, right?
Mm-hmm. Metagaming.
When you're using your outside information to influence. Now obviously, and the reason that is because it destroys storyline.
Yes.
And the whole point of RPing is not to play the game, but to play the storylines. And that's okay. I mean, and this to me is all very interesting because as a theater background, you know, I'm used to reading a play, and we've got a beginning, a middle, and an end. But you guys are playing a role in which there is no plot unless you make one. There is no beginning, there is no middle, there is no end.
Most serious RPers, they make a plot of like what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, and then they make steps. So say you get arrested and you fight back or something, it causes a chain reaction. So you go from there, and it's normally like you normally have scenarios of what happens, and if such scenario happens, you play off of that. And, you know, do what you've written down.
Okay. So there is plot device throughout the entire thing, but it's all set up on an individual player's discretion. Which is, I mean, and so there's infinite possibilities in this simple game. And which, believe it or not, all this is kind of leading into a question, which brings me back to Minecraft. Because in Minecraft, it's the same thing. You're utilizing the individual to create this world and then pursue whatever end goals that you want on an individual basis while within a world in which all of these individual plot lines are happening. Mm-hmm. And I guess that is the part of it that I don't necessarily understand completely, or I don't get behind, but I can now see the appeal and how it's fairly easy to make the transition from Minecraft to, say, this RP game like GTA. It's very interesting to me. All right, so I've already asked you in the 3 to 5 years, you still see yourself planning on doing this. There's not necessarily. So, would making a leap to say something like virtual reality version of this game be of interest to you?
I think if virtual reality became like SOE, like a Sword Art Online, yeah.
Okay.
But so, I can't get behind putting something on my face and then I have motion sickness. It's just, ugh. No, not for me.
But you're saying if eventually, like, if we got to like the holodeck type of situation where you could walk in and RP and or just enjoy a game from that perspective, you'd be totally behind that. Okay. Because I'm always interested because the stream world to me is an interesting television phenomena to me because you're going and watching all of these people doing all of these individual things. We get inundated by 100 television channels, yet here we've got over 2 million people streaming daily through Twitch alone, not including all the people on YouTube, and yet we've got constant viewership. So you've obviously got to be creating content constantly, but we're not beholden to a schedule or anything. I mean, it's all self-created and moved forward. Do you think that Twitch is going to morph into, I mean, because Twitch started with gaming, and obviously you came over into the gaming world. You're not so much in the creative side of it, where I kind of lurk myself. So, as a gamer, do you feel that Twitch is, I mean, it's catered towards you. Do you find it's harder to find an audience in that since there are so many gamers in the Twitch world?
To be honest with you, I started out, I normally had like 2 to 3 people. Because the community that I was in grew, and they reached out and like hosted me, gave me people, hosted, rated, followed, watched themselves.
Sure.
And that's one of the reasons why I got affiliate, was because of the community that I was in.
And while there's millions of people streaming, there's tens of millions of people watching. And that community, again, it keeps coming back to it. You've got these little families, these pockets of families. And so you obviously have a family in the servers that you're working in, that you're RPing in, and that's what's helping you to get to where you're at. You mentioned affiliate. Affiliate standing allows you in Twitch to earn an income in this. Do you think that, is this something that you're trying to do full time? I mean, would you like to pursue it?
I would like to do it full time and have 6,000 subs, but the 4 that I have are just my 4, and I love them to death. I'd rather have 4 than 6,000, because if I had the 6,000, I wouldn't know them like I personally know these 4.
Sure.
But I would like to have the 6,000, but to be honest with you, I would rather have just the 4 that I have. And when I started YouTube, I started doing YouTube to make people feel better, because I used to watch YouTube and Twitch to make me laugh, and because some days I was abused when I was a kid, so my days were normally gloomy and dark, and YouTube was just the light. Okay.
You've mentioned that an awful lot here, that laughing and watching these and to laugh has been like a keystone in a lot of what you do. And I assume that affects your characters as well. Your characters, while you may have heavy days, like moody days, your goal is to entertain and to make people laugh, I'm guessing? Okay. I mean, I've seen your stuff. I laugh all the time, but I laugh at situations that I probably shouldn't be laughing at. So,
yeah, it's some of
some of them can be bad. Yeah. So, all right. So you can see that. I mean, we're moving forward. And the reason I like the whole ice cream with streamers things is I want to get to know different streamers and like kind of what we all think this is moving towards. I mean, there is, in my weird head, I think that eventually it's going to be, I'm going to come home from my job doing accounting or whatever, and as I'm going to go in, I'm going to turn on Kirawulf and say, hey, what's she gaming at today? And that's going to be my escapism for the day. And I think that it's going to be less and less scripted television, more like kind of slice of life type situation. Or I'm going to go see what Paul's doing while he's whatever he's making today, just so I can either learn or laugh or just have something to kind of take my mind off of it. All right, let me think. I'm running through my list of fun questions here. Do you feel that Twitch is going to evolve further into this realm, or do you think it's eventually something else will come and replace it? Because I know you came from YouTube, and obviously YouTube is still going strong. But do you think there'll be something to replace it, or do you think it'll just kind of evolve?
I think Twitch will evolve, because I feel like it's got a standing community that's standing behind it. Well, here lately, YouTube has been demonetizing videos left and right, and like with Twitch, they're like, do what you want, long as it follows our guidelines, and they actually follow the guidelines. YouTube will demonetize you for nothing.
Sure.
Because, oh, this has copyrighted music. Oh wait, look down in the description. I have a license for the music that I used.
Right.
And I get copyrights. I still get the copyright strikes. and the video's been up for like 2 years and I still get a copyright strike. Like, the video's been up for 2 years and you just now copywriting striking it? Like what? Like what? And then I have to contact Monster Cat and then be like, I just got a copyright strike on your music. Someone's claiming that I'm using their music when I'm using your music when I have a license for you, which
Sure.
I paid like $400 for.
Right. And that's something that came down just the other day. Is Twitch is now cracking down on utilizing non-licensed music more. I mean, that's become their new thing. Is that and literally, I just saw the article today where one of the things that we like to do as streamers, we do song requests and that kind of stuff, and or people want to dance or lip sync. Seagulls comes up way too many times, but they're now cracking down on having licensed music, and instead of it just being we're going to mute your VODs, it's actually now coming out that it's going to be it can get you banned. And so I'm curious to see. I pay for like pretzel music. I pay for pretzel rocks or whatever, and I also look up the jazz that we're listening to in the background is royalty free jazz, that kind of thing. But do you think it's going to be harder and harder down the line for people to be, because nobody wants to work in silence. I mean, it's awkward.
Yeah.
Or even to game it. I mean, obviously the game will present some amount of background to you, but I've watched enough gamers to know that they'll have something playing in the background as well, because sometimes you're just not doing anything with a lot of background music in there anyways. Do you think it's going to get harder and harder for either them to regulate, or they're going to over-regulate and it's going to turn people away?
I hope they don't over-regulate it and they just regulate it. But a lot of the music that I listen to, one of the artists, he actually only makes royalty. And I actually like his stuff. Okay.
And I think that's fair. And that's a lot of what Pretzel Rocks does, is they allow for anybody to use it as long, I pay a subscription to use that music, but all of it is created by artists so that they can use it in these kind of things. I hate dealing with copyrights on YouTube. Excellent. And YouTube and Twitch both need to grow to become a competition of each other to keep it growing. I agree with that.
I think if Twitch started making a place where you could watch uploaded videos, I would be like, YouTube is over, Twitch is now number one.
Very fair, but I mean, obviously Twitch's business plan is more of streamed content as opposed to uploaded content. But I mean, trying to find a voice, or trying to find your way through YouTube, or to even find your way through the myriad of people streaming on Twitch, I mean, it can be difficult.
Yeah,
and so that you've got to rely on the families that you've built, and hope that through those connections and such.
I actually one of Greg's friends, she was part of the Family RP, which is one of the big RP servers. Like, you got Eli and Proxy and Timac and Classy Pax, and then I've actually had one of their it was Kitten Gaming, or I know her name is Kitten. She actually hosted me with 100 viewers.
Oh wow.
And I got lots of followers from it, and I kept like 96 of them for like an hour.
That's awesome. Now, did you have a panic moment where you're like, I don't know what to do with all these people watching me?
Yes. I was like, well, what do I do now?
I've had that happen myself, but it's nice just to hold those 96 people. You're like, I think I'm doing something right then, and it's not so much a I'm not doing it right, I don't have any viewers. It's because they haven't found you yet. But you know that once they found you, they definitely know that you're doing what's right, and they're going to be able to keep you, and you'll keep moving forward. I think that's awesome.
Like the couple of streams I did out, I have like 30 to 20 viewers. And
that's wonderful. Now, do your plot points. I mean, obviously they came in the middle of a plot that you've created.
Yeah, they came in the middle of Cora, which was EMS at the time. Valentine.
Okay.
Which we were sitting there doing a boring 4 hours of no calls.
Oh, wow. So then how, so how do you, that's a good question. Like, so if you, like, you obviously have people watching you doing nothing. Like, how do you entertain that group?
Oh, well, I sat there and talked with them, and I literally went around and picked up locals and took them to hospitals.
Okay. And I think that's fair. But there wasn't, I mean, so obviously every day it's not some random drug dealer running through GTA blowing people up. There's some days that are just really kind of normal.
And quiet and peaceful, and you're just sitting there around. Sometimes you just sit around and talk with friends, and it's social circle. Like, sometimes we make it's a social circle. We all sit there with our arms crossed, and we're sitting there having a nice conversation, laughing, and then maybe like 10 minutes while we're doing this, Rada comes up and sprays all of us down with his Uzi. It's happened.
It's happened. So when the EMS are all down, who do the EMS call? That's
PD.
PD. Okay, so they can come revive one or two of you, and then.
Well, if one of us goes down, it's bad juju. Because of the server that I'm actually on, if you're killed and you're on duty clocked in, they're in serious doo-doo.
Okay.
Like Bahamas, which means bad.
Okay. So because you're necessary.
You are necessary, and it would be in there. It wouldn't make sense for the character to kill us.
Okay.
It's stated. It's like it's no.
Okay.
But if we do go down, we call the next medic that's on duty, or we put our panic, which it makes 1013, which is pretty much just says officer or EMS down.
Oh, okay.
Which the officers all drop what they're doing and run to our aid.
That's nice.
Which I've never actually had to do my panic button.
Well, that's good though. I mean, that means that people are following the rules.
It's actually, I was lucky enough to have a paramedic in my
family. There you go. That helps too. All right, so we're going to open it up to questions. We're at that time now. So if anybody would like to ask Kirawulf some nice questions, feel free to drop it in the chat there. We're going to kind of go through and see if anybody's dropped any information that Lefty's here, and he's so buy a game, we can stream that, which does not get blanketed out or muted, but you buy and own audio tracks, albums, and they get muted. I agree, but
yeah, like if you, like sometimes like you can't even stream the music that's in the game.
Right. Well, because one of the GTAs was GTA Vice City, which was all 80s tracks, but 80s tracks notoriously get muted, especially when you're playing, and so I would be curious of how that.
It still mutes them. It's like you turn on the GTA radio and it mutes it, bro. Like it's part of the game. It shouldn't be muted.
Agreed. And you paid for it. Now their justification is that you paid for private use, but they've built an entire company out of having us stream this stuff, especially from a gaming point of view, so it doesn't really make much sense. Okay. Kira, do you think Stepan the Tree Hermit spent too much time? Come on now, Greek, I can't answer that question. Do you think I was too vulgar in, because he's asking me, Tea Time Taryn wants to know, how do you get your hair so shiny? So.
Well, I guess I should show everyone.
See, it's not her hair, okay? So that is how you do it. I'm happy that my last 6 vids aren't muted. Pretzel is great. Hope to pay for it one day. Yes. Yes. Let me see. Okay, so that is a... Okay, so Greek wants to know, and he really wants to have the answer to it. So that brings up another question. We played Conan Exiles RP, where I played a character named Stepan the Tree Hermit. Now, one of the aspects of Conan is that it is a mature audience game because there can be full nudity within that game. Now, I find it interesting that does not get muted or banned.
Yeah.
So how but music does. Do you feel that I mean, obviously you stream the full like mature audience, and do you think that it's detrimental for people to be able to see that? I mean, is it necessary to make
I
gaming
normally kept it part
okay.
during the time. Most of the time when Paul would Greek would take off his pants, it would just have underwear on, and I would react like it wasn't there, but it was technically there.
See, and that's acting, everybody, and that's okay. All right, so Kilroy says, when you do work online, do you get paid? So, as an EMS, did you get paid?
I didn't get paid IRL, no, but I got paid in game.
Okay.
It was kind of like roughly $200 for picking a person up, and then like every 30 minutes it was $250, which was a lousy paycheck.
That sounds like a great paycheck. I'd love for every 30 minutes to earn $250.
Not when the price of a med kit's $50.
Okay,
and the
that's
price of food
fair.
is $4 for a Pop-Tart. And a vehicle
How much for a Pop-Tart?
$4.
$4 for a Pop-Tart. I can't afford to live in your city there, Kirawulf. That's uncalled for. So how much? But you don't pay for gas, and if you run out of gas,
You pay for gas.
You pay for gas.
There's gas too.
I don't. But you just steal another car.
Nope.
Okay.
Stealing a car is a criminal.
Well, that's true. And you can't
get you arrested for
right.
TTA.
That's right. But eventually, the idea as a gamer, streamer, RPer is that you would in fact be paid, and that's what the affiliate status allows you, and eventually partner status would get you, is that you would be paid as a job to do your fake job or your in-game job. And I hate to use the word fake, but I mean that's you're not going on to me an EMS after this. I mean, but in the game you could literally take you home and you could go be an EMS for 4 hours if you wanted to.
Yep.
So. All right, in GTA 4, whole stations got removed from the game. All right, so he's still on with the music. So if you buy that game now, they're not there anymore. Oh, if you bought it before they removed, they're still there. How can they do that? Oh, no. But so he's saying that music is being removed slowly but surely from all the older games, too. Interesting. So, anybody else have any other questions for Kirawulf? Hey, Dirk. Well, if not, I would like to thank you for being my very first special in-house guest. It's been awesome. And also for the delicious Crustable, which obviously this is not brought to you by Crustables, but it's definitely been brought to you by Crustables. It was delicious. If you have, we'll leave it up for a little bit more to see if anybody's got any other questions. But if not, I always like to ask the guest, is there a person that you would like to raid that in particular that you want to see this on? Obviously, I don't follow the same people as you, and you don't have your little screen up that allows you to know who else is, or maybe you do. So I'm going to do a little song and dance while she checks out her phone here. So I joined in, and I was like, this is a damn good green screen. No, this is not a green. This is actually my...
It actually kind of looks like a green screen,
yeah,
but
it
look.
does. But no, she's touching the things in the office here. No, she's picking things up. That's the holodeck that I have is built into this. No, she's actually an in-house guest. Yes, heresy. She's touching the stuff. Yeah. So is there anybody? So we'll start that. Don't touch the. Oh no, you can touch the thing. My kids come down and actually get to play with all the things here. So is there somebody on that you know?
I really don't have anybody that's on.
Yeah, nobody that's on. All right. Well, I'm going to ask the lovely viewing audience. Then is there anybody in particular that we can go? That we can go raid that we would like to that's on. She's touching the wood. Don't touch the wood. No, it's totally fine. That's what it's here for. I'll see if anybody is on here. I would say me, but you're not on right now. So who is on? Bex is on. All right, we'll go do Bex. Retroactive Bex. Okay, fair enough. Bex, Uggs, Ecto. Ecto is on. What's Ecto doing? We haven't raided him in a while. Doing it. Let us go raid Ecto. It's been a while. Paul Pape is on? We should raid him. We're gonna go raid Ecto Babel then. Alright, so if you don't know who Ecto Babel is, you just go check him out. Artist extraordinaire, working on book and other things. So thank you again, Kira. It's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. And join us next week when we have another special guest and we drink or eat other ice creams and such. So thank you again, and well, let's go raid somebody. All right, do that. Not a period, Paul. Let's hit the enter button. There we go. All right. So now we're going to put up the outro screen there, ice cream outro, and then we'll mute the microphone.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Join us next week, same bat time, same bat channel, for some more Ice Cream with Streamers.